Alright everyone, good morning, and today is Friday, May 24th, 2024, at 10:01 a.m., and today we have today's outlook, which we got one enhanced risk down here in Texas and Oklahoma, and one up here. You can see a tiny little bit of Iowa under it, but mainly Illinois has one. So yes, other than that, we basically have a huge ass slight risk, and then the marginal risk following that. So let's see what we got here. So today we've got Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, and Garland under an enhanced. Chicago, Indianapolis, Austin, Memphis, and Milwaukee under a slight. And Charlotte, Nashville, Kansas City, Atlanta, and Tulsa under a marginal. So let's go over these risks, see what we've got for today. So it appears that we basically have a 5% up here in basically Iowa and Illinois. So you might see an isolated tornado. Even 2% might see an isolated tornado. So both have a tornado risk. There is a risk. So it looks like we got Chicago, Aurora, Rockford, Naperville, and Joliet under the 5%. Then Dallas, Austin, Memphis, Fort Worth, and Milwaukee under a 2%. Excuse me. So anyway, today, for that, we've got a 30% wind risk in basically Iowa and a little bit of Illinois, but a 5% goes a 15% goes everywhere else. That's a huge ass 15%, and then of course 5% surrounding. So we've basically got Rockford, Davenport, Moline, Rock Island, and Galesburg under the 30%. Chicago, Dallas, Indianapolis, Austin, and Memphis under the 15%. And Charlotte, Nashville, Atlanta, Louisville, and Birmingham under the 5%. So 30%, I don't think you might see much out of that stuff if it's that small. If you do, you might see a little bit of, I would say, 70 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe. 15% you definitely will see at least maybe 70 mile per hour wind gusts possible. And then isolated 60 mile per hour wind gusts into 5%. So please stay aware of that. And in the hail risk today, we got a 30% in Texas and in Oklahoma a little bit. And we got that huge ass 15% there, and then the 5% surrounding it. We do also have a significant severe. So it looks like we have Dallas, Austin, Fort Worth, Arlington, and Plano having the significant severe. But Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Plano, and Garland have a 30%. Chicago, Austin, Memphis, Milwaukee, and St. Louis have a 15%. And Indianapolis, Charlotte, Nashville, Kansas City, and Atlanta have a 5%. So I definitely will say that if you are on significant severe, you might see some hailstones of maybe 2 inches, maybe even approach baseball size, but I wouldn't really count on that, but it could be possible. Same with the 15%, you might see $half size hail at tops, and 5% you might just see isolated quarter size hail possible. So let's just see what what the Storm Prediction Center says for today. So enhanced threat continues. Enhanced threat corridors exist for severe thunderstorm gusts this morning from eastern Iowa over northern Illinois, and hail, which is some very large, this afternoon and evening for eastern Oklahoma to north Texas. So basically, pretty much hail, damaging wind, tornado are all possible today, so please stay weather aware and stay safe. And I think that's going to be it. So stay safe and stay weather aware.